Hi there everyone on YouTube, this is Geoff from geoffmobile.com. Today we're at the Vancouver Opera Festival in downtown Vancouver at the Queen Elizabeth Theatre. What you see behind you there is the installation of art produced by an artist. More details are on the Vancouver Opera Festival website, also below. Today we're going to be going to see a show called Dead Man Walking, which is an amazing production about a death row inmate who has a relationship or friendship with a nun. So it should be amazing. So at the intermission I'll be doing an interview with someone from the opera hopefully and giving my impressions. Definitely check out some of the incredible productions produced by Vancouver Opera, and around Vancouver they're one of the major cultural forces of the city, putting on I think 4 shows a year with their productions. So we hope to share with you more over the coming months and years, and I hope you enjoy culture and opera in Vancouver. Alright, we're gonna go inside. Alright, so right now we're at the intermission of Dead Man Walking, and we're at the Vancouver Opera Festival. I'm here with my friend Joseph, who works at the opera, Joseph Hartley, and just wanted to say thank you so much, Joseph, for having me today at the performance of Dead Man Walking. It was really outstanding story about the death row inmate and the nun who develops a relationship with him, and sort of a really powerful human story about, you know, what does it mean to be, you know, alive, and the importance of, you know, people is really important. So thanks very much, and you know, what has been your favorite part about this putting on this production of Dead Man Walking?
I feel like this is a really good chance to see how opera can be very theatrical, and how opera can be utilized to tell a very modern, current story in a way that really people find credible and meaningful, and that people can relate to. The music is, I think, easy to listen to, easy to access. It employs jazz, musical theater, pop influences. You hear West Side Story influences. You hear lots of other composers. It's really a great American opera, and so it sounds very American in its score and it's how it's put together. And I think that in doing so, it's kind of adding to the canon of what's being out there for listeners today and viewers today. But it's also a piece that I think people can connect to on different levels, be it musically, emotionally, dramatically. I think that the composer, J.K., has done a good job of kind of weaving together both a very musically intense and musically taught and dramatically taught story, but also a story that has many points of entry for audiences, be it for things like talking about loss, talking about justice, talking about social impact of the arts, talking about how families are impacted by violence in both America and in the broader world. And I think that looking here and now at how both America as a country is acting socially and what's happening there, and also what's happening in the world with regard to ethic compassion and how people treat each other, it's a very relevant piece.
I found it especially powerful. I was sitting in the 5th row, so it was basically right at the front.
Yeah.
I got to really see everything, and it was amazing how it's staged. The set is brilliant, and I also felt like the feeling of being in the prison, because above the stage there's the lookouts where the prison guards are standing, and you can see them with their guns and they're having a smoke, and you really get the feeling like you're in you're actually in the situation. It's
Well,
really quite incredible.
That's really inherent in the direction. How you see how, for example, like there are scenes with the big chorus where they're all over the place.
Yes.
And then you see scenes where it's just, you know, Helen and Joe in his cell, and you see how small his world has become because he's just a little point of light in the square. And you see how I think that every character in this opera, every main character, is really navigating a period of spiritual and social crisis. Every character in this opera is managing a sense of a personal crisis, a personal transition. And we aren't really sure yet at intermission where it will go, where it will end.
Yes.
But every character is undergoing a journey, and that's a really important thing. You see how, in fact, I think that the theme of journey, be it emotional, social, or literal, is a very important part of the piece. You see how, you know, Helen's long drive into the prison, that musical theme appears then, and then whenever she talks, and then an example of how the piece is musically interesting is where whenever someone talks about their journey or their trip, that theme reappears in the orchestra. And so it's really kind of a way where the piece is woven together to create both a literal narrative of words, but also a narrative of music. And I think that this piece, like a lot of new operas, but lots of operas actually, succeeds also because I think, in fact I know that every main character, the nuns, Helen, Joseph, the parents, you as an audience member learn a lot about them from just listening to them talk and watching them. But also the music in the orchestra tells you about things too. And the music of this piece deepens, I think, the perception and the impact of each one of his characters too. So in this piece, I mean, this is a factor in a lot of operas, but I think that this piece is especially successful at the orchestra is a very active part of the story. The orchestra helps tell the story, compels the action, and it kind of gives you a sense of what's going on and what the emotional forces are at play in each scene.
Yes, totally. And I think the thing that really resonated with me, I have to go back in soon, but was about when the sister talked with the parents of the children who were murdered, or the victims, and how, you know, they were saying like what were their last words to them. And I know that's something that I you know, personally I always say I love you every time I have to the people I love, but just reflecting on the meaningfulness of those relationships and the loss and the pain, it seems so real to stage that and have people experience that, because it's such an important part of, you know, humanity and our society.
And one thing that I think makes that scene especially powerful is that often the things they say are very mundane.
Yes.
And very not remarkable.
Like the lady who said, like, close the door, that's such a sad thing to...
It's a very, but it's also very real.
Yes, it is. It's very real.
Powerful because I think that this opera especially is unique and powerful because it depicts life as it is, not as we wish it to be. And I think that it also is powerful and effective because it shows both, I think, people at their best, aspiring to be their best, but not people who are fundamentally aspiring for better, trying to be better people, trying to be more whole people, but they're not perfect.
Right.
I mean, you see the part where Helen talks about how when she works, occasionally she fails, other times she succeeds.
Yes.
But she always works and tries and prays.
Yes.
That's a very honest, I think, assessment of the human condition. How, as people, many of us, if not most of us, are always trying to be better. But occasionally we succeed, other times we fail.
Yes.
And that's an important part of the piece as well.
Well, thanks very much, Joseph. That was very thoughtful, and thanks for your comments, and also for this amazing experience. Like, I really admire everything you and the Vancouver Opera staff and all the artists are doing, musicians, for, you know, culture in the world, and also Vancouver to have that here. We're really lucky. So thanks again.
My pleasure. This actually is our very first festival where we have 3 shows happening at once, 2 in the QET and 1 next door at the Playhouse. This is Friday evening. Dead Man plays one more time next Sunday for a matinee.
So if you can make it out, come on Sunday, and definitely check out all the future events here at Vancouver Opera. Thanks again, Joseph. Have a great day.
Thank you.
Talk to you later. So it just came out of the end of the show, Dead Man Walking, and it was really moving and spectacular show, very emotional and sad as well. But it was an incredible production that made me think a lot about what it means to be human and alive, and the meaningfulness of life and relationships, as well as the challenges with our current justice system and even death row and the whole idea of capital punishment. So this is an incredible show, and I'm really fortunate to have been able to be here during the Vancouver Opera Festival. So thanks again for coming by. I'll now take you on a little bit of a tour of the installation outside the Queen Elizabeth Theatre. Once again, thanks again for watching this video, and for more interesting culture, please visit geoffmobile.com. Once again, thanks again to Vancouver Opera for this amazing opportunity, and just to put on such an important piece of work that really comes down to a new modern classic of opera. Hey Joseph. Thank you.
Did you like it?
It was great. Bye Joseph. Thanks again.
Have a great night.
See you. Bye-bye.
Thanks for coming.
Cool. Five Octave Range has been created as a site-specific outdoor work for Vancouver Opera by Paul Wong.
enjoy dogwood tonight, everybody. I really do. Really do.
All good.
I just